welcome everybody on this Friday, the 12th of November. I'm on the North Pier at their North Gardens Cafe, and it is from here that I would like to introduce my video, which will be uploaded on the Sunday, the 14th of November. Many thanks to everybody that watches these videos and all the businesses that allow me to video them. Thank you very much. Oh look, there's the North Gardens entrance there, the actual cafe bar. Now this video contains an awful lot, it really does. Visits to sites, visits to see Tina at her JACQUIS bar, a shop closure, terrific progress at the Holiday Inn Hotel, and also at the conference centre. So I'm starting the video now, thanking everybody again. We start this week's video on this Monday morning, the 8th of November, with a visit to the build of the cinema complex, the Wilko store and all the restaurants. Yes, we're outside the HOUNDSHILL shopping centre where the car park used to be. And I can show you now that that ground of the old car park is now as flat as a pancake. They are awaiting now the arrival of a piling rig, which is expected either next week or possibly the week after. Now also here today, that white vehicle at the end, can you see the white vehicle at the end, the very end? Right in view now, well, that is known as a hoover. It is sucking up soil over electrical pipes, electrical cables that are in the ground. And this sucks up all the soil so they can work on those cables. And so that brings us right up to date. In short, and to recap, the ground all levelled and that white vehicle acting as a hoover, removing all the soil over the pipes and cables. And that will end our visit today to the build of the cinema complex, etc. At the back of the HOUNDSHILL shopping centre. A few things to bring you up to date here. Firstly, please notice and see those overhead tram cables that have been placed. Great progress here down Talbot Road and approaching the build and the underpass of the Holiday Inn, where the trams will travel. Have just crossed the road and I need to explain something to you. Now last week, from our usual viewing area, we see black concrete poured here on these tram lines. Well, that was treated with a retardant and jet washed. And what has happened is that black coloured concrete has changed to a sandstone colour. That's what always happens after these treatments. Now immediately to my right, I'm going to show you this tall black support post. We've seen these many times. Now what's happening is an arrival is due here of about 8 of these today. From the same viewing area, I can now show you that that transporter has arrived carrying those necessary black posts. They are going to support the cables for the trams, the overhead cables. And there it is right in front of you. We can now see some contractors preparing to erect these posts. Just by that white transporter, you can see them now preparing that. All the holes are already dug. They just have to connect the posts to the connectors laying already waiting in the ground. Now on my arrival back, I can show you one of the 2 posts that these contractors have erected. There it is right in front of you. And if you can see the other one, I'm just going to move around here. Can you see the other one adjacent to the cabin of that transporter? That's the other one that they have done. I'm told 14 will be required here to take them to the underpass. That is 7 on one side and 7 on the other side of the tram lines. And then the cables will be fixed so as they meet up with the 2 posts. So that's 14 posts and 7 either side. And this will bring our visit today to the tram lines and the Holiday Inn Hotel. Now this is Tuesday, the 9th of November, and we are looking at now the tram tracks at the build of the Holiday Inn. Now this morning I have received wonderful technical help from the contractors here. So I'm going to do my best to convey that to you. You may find it interesting. Now what they're doing this morning is they are placing the overhead span wires. Yes, can you see them in front of you? Now they are known as span wires. Now this is a clip from Wednesday, the 10th of November. Now we've learned about the span wires. Next week, these contractors will be placing another section of wiring called contact wire. Now, that will connect with a pantograph, which is an apparatus mounted on the top of the trams. It is in the shape and form of a cylindrical pole with springs. So when those two connect, that's the contact wire and the pantograph on the tram, I believe the tram can move along. So I hope you found that interesting, and I thank very much the help I received from the contractors here. And this again is on the Tuesday, and we are now at our principal viewing area. Now, unfortunately, the security is otherwise occupied somewhere else on the site at the moment, so I can only bring you these views here looking through the gates. I hope you've enjoyed these 2-day visits here to the site and the tram lines. We're back on the Tuesday now, the 9th. Now I was at the other end of the town and somebody passed me and was kind enough to tell me that they had just seen the arrival of the Christmas tree in St. John's Square. So I've taken myself back to show you that the actual base is already on the ground there. And there's the big transporter that has brought it. And as we all know, this Christmas tree is all in sections. Now we go to the next day now for a clip, which was the Wednesday the 10th, and we can see the erection of the big base of that Christmas tree. Well, I believe, no, that would be the whole length of the Christmas tree, 40 foot, I believe. So that's being placed now. And there's the transporter that has arrived this morning. So we'll go and have a look what's on that. Coming to what it's carrying now. Oh, it's sections of the Christmas tree, obviously. So that brings us up to date now to the arrival and the erection of the Christmas tree. We will follow this during the week. A long job to erect this. I am using a view of the build of the cinema complex as a signpost and to show where we are. Yes, we're on our way to see Tina, 200 yards right down the end of the road there. And as we carry on walking down Coronation Street, look what's across the road, that new tattoo studio with the Amantis tea rooms. We are nearly there now, as what is coming up now is that travel agents. We are known here, Merlin. They do great coach trips as well. There's the front of their window there. Now what we have to do is we have to cross the road, as Tina and her JACQUIS is right across the road there in purple. I'm just going to let this transporter pass, which is rapidly approaching on the left. There we are, that's gone by, so we can safely cross and see in front, pretty in purple, JACQUIS frontage here. Very nice too. Let's now go in.
Well, we are inside now, and I'm going to take you to Tina, who just like to say a few words.
Hiya, I'm Tina. I'm the owner of JACQUIS Sandwich Shop, and I'll pass you back to Colin so we can show you around. Thank you.
And you, Tina. The first thing that I would like to show you is that the inside of JACQUIS now, it has been white walled. There we are, another nice job using this white wall. With, I hastily add, some cream tiles on the wall. I'm just going to show you now these cabinets here. Jam slices, fruit slices, and under there's some lovely sausage rolls.
Hello.
Steak and kidney pies. And steak pies. And further along, meat and potato pies.
Yes.
The next little cabinet, oh look what we have here. Lovely trifles. And above there, Eccles cakes, the Bakewell tarts. Oh, it's beautifully set out.
33 Albert Road.
Now I'm just going to go the other side of the counter. Oh, I'll show you the window with all the cakes and all the fruit slices. And here is a Mexican chicken sandwich. Now what I'm going to do now
Where's 33 Albert Road?
is these, I like to show you
I know that.
the full menu.
Coronation Street.
Now I'm as close as I can get, and I'm going to go very slowly
Right.
from the top,
What are you having?
showing everything that Tina offers here. Really, not to worry if this doesn't come out clear. I'll simply say, virtually whatever you want, Tina can provide.
Oh, right, so it's 350. Gravy. Yeah, that's 350.
There we are.
And then what do you want?
And just turning around to my right, some lovely hot sausage rolls waiting.
Yeah,
And the Cornish pasties.
Apple turnover it's not a large one, it's the same size as the other one, so it's 220.
Just going to go to the other wall there now. And again, some new posters here. I'm going to go down them slowly, and these are all Jackie's specials.
Yeah, I've got 2 apple turnovers. So you want 2 of them? Yeah?
A nice club toasty there. Hot turkey stuffing. And a local hot pot and red cabbage.
30 what? Is it Albert Road? 33 Albert Road.
And there's another cabinet here
So that works out.
with the necessary drinks. Now, not to forget, you can always phone up Tina, because that's what she's doing now. And it's taken me a long time to wait to get into here. There's so many contractors that use
If you come in the shop,
Tina's cafe here. There really is. I had to wait maybe 3/4 of an hour just to get a clear run inside. Oh, now maybe I can show clearly, more clearly, because I can get nearer the menu. There's the full Monty there, £5, which has proved very popular during my wait. And the haggis balm there, that also was very popular with lots of the contractors that have appeared here.
Yeah.
Now there's Tina's phone number there, and the opening times. So I'm just going to turn around and just show you again Tina, who is still taking orders on the telephone, and thank her very much for letting us see it.
We start our Thursday's videoing with a return visit to see more work on the overhead span lines and the erection of those big black posts. There's 2 right in front of you, and can you try for me please to see there's 3 more in the background either side. So there's 6 in the background and 2 in the foreground, making 8. And those 8 we see arrive here on that transporter a couple of days ago. And above now, I'll just show you a view of the span lines. They go from one post to the other one, the other side. I've just walked a couple of paces to my left. Now, can you see a little bit more clearly those black posts? We have now proceeded to our principal viewing area. Now today, the security is here and is going to look after me while I make this video. And I hope you can see more clearly now those 8 big black posts that have been erected. They're in front of you now. And there's the tower crane. Now with the security exactly next to me, I'm just going to go a few paces on this concrete area here to show you that there's a concrete lorry here as well, with the pump already working in action. There we are, that's right in front of you now as well. Now, very fortunately, we also can see a lift taking place. And this lift comprises of flooring, which is needed for the 2nd story of the build of the actual hotel. You can see now the flooring all going to be gently placed. Now that's stored on the first floor. We will see it land in a couple of moments. So that's the flooring for the second floor, which will be stored on the first floor, the ground floor of the actual hotel, where the rooms are. A quick look back so as you can hopefully see those black posts again. A short clip showing that flooring landing safely. Whilst you view from our principal viewing area, again the build at this site, I'd just going to have a little recap. Now, rapid progress here, as one and all can all very, very clearly see. Now, those black posts, all they need now is 3 either side, and when they are erected, those 3 either side, making 6 all in, the contractors would have reached the entrance to the underpass. So marvellous progress here. Those 8 posts already erected and 6 to come. 14 posts will see the contractors and the span lines arrive at the entrance of the underpass. I do hope one and all have enjoyed all our visits this week to the build of the Holiday Inn itself and all the goings on with the trams. We must now press on to our next venue. We have arrived now in St John's Square, and let's see what's going on regarding this Christmas tree. Oh, that's great. They're nearly halfway down now with all the leaves and branches of the tree itself. That's great to see. Half done, half still to do. A charming young lady with a little wave as well, preparing branches to join the other branches forming this Christmas tree. How nice to see. St John's Church and Nathan's pawnbrokers across the road. So that must mean we're going to visit the Blackpool's Conference Centre. And what a visit this is going to be. Have a look at this. What a beautiful facade now. And yes, all the barriers and the green netting, all done away with. They've all gone. This is now virtually all open now, this area at the conference centre. Hopefully you can pick out those plants there. And look above those concertina shutters. Now, those are the soffits that we see last week. Can you remember when those 2 contractors held up those soffits? Well, there they are, illuminated. And again, highlighting them there in front of you with those concertina shutters. What marvellous progress here. All those tiles, all those pavement tiles we see, they've all been placed. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. And further down, we can now see 3 trees have been planted in those very, very, very heavy planters themselves. They're right in front of you now. How nice is this? 3 new young trees. Just going to proceed now to the end where the doors are, where the entrance will be. and all the marvellous paving tiles that have been placed. Congratulations to one and all. This will look superb. It does now. A long view of those now illuminated soffits and of course the 3 trees. With another view of those 3 trees and now illuminated soffits, this will close our visit today to the centre. Another visit to see more work taking place on the span wires. Can you please notice those 2 grips hanging down? Now, I've just been told they are called frogs, and they are placed in front of points on the tram tracks themselves. I learned this week, as I didn't know, all about span wires and the contact wire, which goes down with the pantograph. Now, the contact wire is also known as a catenary. This is what I have learned. Now, in the tram itself, there is an electric motor. Now, I will try to explain this. Obviously, a lot of people will know this, so I will do my best. From the pantograph, there is a wire travelling to this electric motor, and then there's another wire from the electric motor to the actual wheels of the tram. And when they all connect, the tram can move. Now, that's very basic, and probably I've made a couple of mistakes, but I've attempted to explain this, so I do hope one and all can understand it. My apologies again for the errors that I may have made. I've just moved a couple of paces to my left, and we can see in front now the area, the other side of the gate. That's all in concrete. It's being hosed down. They've had quite a lot of transporters and concrete lorries in here, so it all needs a wash down. With this view now, this will close our visit up here, and we progress now to our next venue. The entrance to Topping Street that we all know so very well. Unfortunately and regrettably, we have lost Jilly Bobs. Yes, Jill has moved on to pastures new, and once again this very big shop premises is to let. An enormous area downstairs and upstairs. Very big piece of property indeed. So we wish Jill all the best wherever the young lady may be. We progress now to our next venue. And on this Friday morning in St John's Square, we can now see one fully completed and erected Christmas tree. Well done to one and all involved in this structure, and I'm sure it will give one and all great pleasure. 2 views for you from the North Pier, and it is from here that I would like to thank everybody who has watched this video. Thank you very, very much indeed. And yes, marvellous progress at those 2 sites now, the Holiday Inn and the Conference Centre. Thank you for everything, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Thank you again very, very much. Bye-bye.